Hello everyone and welcome to another RaceRoom video. We're going to go straight to the grid for highlights of my first race in the Silhouette series at Zandvoort. Now this gave me real optimism that I can be competitive in this car on this circuit because I qualified really well. I put it third on the grid. I got away off the line well. I did lose one position as we go into the first turn here, you'll see. But generally it was one of the most encouraging starts I've ever made. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I'm not always the sharpest when the lights go green and I often lose a few positions. But we're in really good shape here, and keep an eye on the car in front of me, just coming into this next section of turns. He gets a bit out of shape here, tries to regain it, but then clips the curb on the inside. That throws him all out of shape again, and he's off the track. That puts us back into third place. Sadly, it wasn't too long before we were back on the defensive. This is at the end of the first lap, just exiting the final turn. Romanov behind gets a really good drive, and as you can see, he tucks in behind me to make the most of the draft, then makes his move. I was hoping he was going to outbrake himself, but as you can see, he left it really late to brake, but he held it, gets it turned in, takes the position back. So now we're back into fourth. Romanov clearly had the pace because he wasted no time in attacking Pironi in second. There he makes the move up the inside. He's gained another position. And it left me chasing my fellow Castrol Racing driver Pironi to try and get that third position back. But try as I might, I just couldn't do it. This exit out of the final turn was one of the occasions when I got a really good drive, and like the pass that Romanov pulled on me before, I tried to get a bit of draft. Then I tried to make my move up the inside, but as you can see, Pironi quickly shuts me off, so I had no choice but to ease off and come up with a new game plan. My best opportunity came a few laps later. As you can see, as we approach this tight series of turns, Pironi runs really wide. He comes back onto the racing line, but that opens up a gap on the inside again. I managed to get a good drive and get alongside him before he has a chance to shut me off. I'm running alongside him, I'm flat out, I'm trying to get my nose ahead, but unfortunately I'm on the wrong side as we approach this chicane, and Pironi holds on to the position again. The rest of the race followed pretty much the same path, me trying everything I could to try and get better drives out of corners, to try and get alongside him, but nothing would work. And of course, when you're pushing hard, mistakes happen. With about 4 minutes to go, I ran a little bit deep into the chicane, messed up my exit as well, got onto the grass. That cost me a lot of momentum, and all of a sudden Pironi's got a 1.2 second gap over me. So in the end I had to settle for fourth, but it was great just to even be involved in a podium battle, and it gave me real hope, real optimism that I had the pace to get one. So I'm back to try again, and as you can see, I've just finished qualifying, and like the last race, I'm third on the grid. The two guys on the front row, they look really fast, so I'm not expecting to stick with them, but look at the gap between me in third and Gonzalez in fourth, 0.02 of a second. So I'm suspecting that's where the battle might be for the final podium position. Let's go to the grid and see how we get on. We're away. Again, a pretty decent start. I wasn't able to hold on to third in the last race, but it looks like I might be able to do it now. Although I've got another Castrol car on the outside of me, we've rubbed a little bit. There wasn't enough contact for an incident point, so that's good. And we've held third place. So far, so good. Just need to keep things tight this first lap. Again, I'm not sure I'm going to stick with these front two. They look really quick in qualifying, but I'll try my best. Flat out down here, braking a little bit earlier than I normally would as the tyres are still cold. Don't want to make any careless mistakes on this first lap. Thought Gonzalez was going to be my main rival, but he didn't have the best of starts by the look of it. He's down in 7th. And instead, I've got the worryingly named Death Row behind me. Oh, just didn't quite get that exit right. One thing about these Silhouette Series cars on this track, they invite you to get on the gas before you should. I've made that mistake several times in practice. It's so easy just to be tempted to get a bit greedy on the gas. Give it a bit too much too soon and you lose your line. Okay, lap 1 completed. Let's go back and see the start. As I said, it was a pretty smooth one for me. If you watch my videos normally, you know that's not usually the case. But yeah, I'm happy with this one. Death Row in the other Castrol Racing car gets alongside me on the outside. We do swap a bit of paint coming into this turn, but nothing too much. And like at Laguna Seca earlier in the week, I'm trying to be a bit more assertive in these opening few turns, just so I don't give away so many positions. I feel a lot more comfortable if I can get that gap back to Death Row above a second. And then I can pay my full attention on Pinkster in front. Although as I say that, in my rear view, it looks like there's a change of position. Valet is overtaken Death Row to take 4th place. So hopefully, if those two guys are battling, it will slow them down a bit and I can pull away. Stick with Pinkster. Yeah, the gap's almost a second now, so we're looking good. Much better exit from the chicane that time. Getting just hesitant to get on the gas coming out of that final turn. If you get on just a little bit too early, you'll be going over into the grass and probably scraping the barrier as well. And we've closed right in on the leader as well. He was away, but I'm guessing he's made a mistake or run wide or something, because we're right back with him. Maybe it is our pace that's dragging us towards him. But at the moment we're doing really well sticking with Pinkster. Like I say, his time in qualifying was a lot faster than mine. It was about 3/4 of a second quicker. I didn't think I was going to be sticking with him, but we are, so let's go with it. We're getting really close now. Gap behind's up to almost 2 seconds. This front 3 are pulling away. Or something might have happened behind. I just saw a glimpse of an incident in my rear view. And yeah, we've lost Valet, so something's happened. Death Row's almost 2.5 seconds behind now, so let's see what went down. Death Row in the Castrol Racing car having a look at Valet. Goes for a move up the inside. Is there contact? No, there's not contact there. But he squeezes through. Now there is on. There's no room for Valet to go. He's pushed out onto the grass and spins around. Oh, that was a tough move. Unlucky. These gaps are just starting to open up a little bit, but he clipped the curb there, Pinkster. And that's brought me right back in again. Just got to hope maybe he'll get a bit out of shape in this chicane or something. Give me an opportunity to get around. But he's holding it pretty tight. Ran onto the grass slightly, but it hasn't slowed him down. It's very similar to Laguna Seca earlier in the week, that if you're following someone who's driving cleanly, driving fast, there's very few places on this circuit to actually overtake. And yeah, I'm really struggling. I struggled in the last race. trying to find a way through, and it's just as hard again here. Looks like we've got a back marker coming into play. Hopefully that won't slow us down. No, he's let us go by very kindly. So we're past that one safely. And I'm still with Pinkster. Come on, get on the gas early here. We might be able to get alongside him. No, we closed in, but closing in is one thing. Getting alongside is quite another on this track. It's just so little room. Getting on the inside to this next turn would be a possibility, but it's just so hard to get alongside him to even be in the position to make the move. Another hope is that he might drift wide on this turn, because it's very easily done, but again, so far, he's holding that line firmly. So I think really I've just got to try and keep the pressure on. And hopefully it will rattle him, and he might make a mistake, but he's certainly not looking like it at the moment. He's looking very, very, very consistent. Oh, and Death Row's left the game. What on earth has happened to Death Row, if that is his real name? It looks like he was having a real battle as they approached that back marker that we went around earlier in the lap. Now, is that going to be the cause of this? It doesn't look like it, because again, just like with us, the lap driver is giving them a lot of space to get around. Death Row gets through okay. And you'd think that was danger over, but no. Watch the back marker completely miss his braking point and totally ram Death Row into the wall. A really strange one, that. The way the lap driver left everyone enough space to get by certainly indicates that he's doing everything safely, but I suspect he just got rattled with all the cars trying to get around him and missed his braking point completely. And he had nowhere to go except into the back of poor old Death Row. Trying to get on the gas as early as possible. Certainly making that front left tyre work for it, aren't I? Look at the colour of that. But again, we're right back with Pinkster. We do always seem to gain on him on that turn. Let's give it all we've got flat out down here. Try and stick with him. And oh, and a big hit on the curb. Got a bit greedy there. Yeah, I got a slow down penalty as well. Oh, gonna have to take that. Hopefully I can get rid of that around this corner. It's fairly slow anyway without losing too much time. There we go. We've given that time back. But that has allowed Pinkster to open up a little bit of a gap again. That's frustrating. Yeah, again, I was just pushing as hard as I could. I wanted to get on the gas earlier. I wanted to be flat out down this section. But as you can see, just got a bit greedy with the turn. It's only the slightest bit early. But yeah, clipped the curb. And then handed a slow down penalty, which I took on the approach to this turn. I mean, I don't want to jinx it. We're definitely looking odds on for this podium now. We're, what, 6, almost 7 seconds in front of the guy in 4th. But I don't know, I still can sniff a second place. Again, I don't want to push too hard and throw it all away. That's one thing I don't want to do. I've worked a long time to try and get this podium. But look at this. Again, we're creeping back closer to Pinkster. I don't think I've got the pace to get around him, but if I can get close enough behind him in these last couple of laps, he might feel the heat, might feel the pressure, make a little mistake, run a bit wide, and that will be all I need to get around him. So let's do everything we can. Just drifted a little bit wide myself again then. That might cost me a tenth or two. But yeah, Pinkster, he's driving on rails, isn't he? He's hitting every apex. Really smooth lines. Can't see him making a mistake. Okay, I reckon this will be the last lap, so let's push. And oh, the push too hard. I said it earlier about this car just suckering you in to get on the gas a little bit too early, and that's exactly what happened there. Here's the replay, and there, yep, on the gas, just a millisecond too soon, and it sends me wide. And that's my chances of second place over. Certainly not going to complain though with getting third. Really happy with that. I've waited a long time to get a podium. Technically, it's not my first podium online in RaceRoom. I did get a couple very early in my career, but those were just entering really small lobbies with sort of like 4 to 6 drivers, so I don't really count those. But this, yeah, a grid of 20, 21 drivers. We have crossed the line in third. So happy with that, and it's going to make a real difference to my ratings as well. Look at that, the last 2 races, a 4th and a 3rd, has really boosted my rating, and my reputation's not far off 90 again now. So yeah, all that disappointment and despondency after the Red Bull Ring last week, it's safe to say I'm feeling a lot more optimistic now, and really enjoyed those races. So on to the official results, and the winner with a fastest lap of 1:43.2. Now my best laps are around 1:43.7, so not that far off the pace. That's really encouraging. Usually I'm at least 2 to 3 seconds off the front runners. So it just goes to show how competitive we were around here. And there's the results. Happy days. A 3rd place finish. And yeah, actually only about 10 or 11 seconds behind the leader crossing the line. So yeah, not that far off at all. And I'd better end the video with my first ever podium screen in all its glory. And yeah, I've got a taste for it now, so hopefully there will be many more to come. Thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy your races this week. Cheers.